Hello and welcome. So today I have yet another dropshipping video for you. This one is a little different than the ones I've done in the past for two very good reasons. The first one, and the most exciting, being that this video actually has a giveaway within it, so just keep watching the whole thing and it'll be there somewhere. And the second thing is that both of the previous videos, although they are kind of adaptable and will work for anyone, they do both kind of require at least a little bit of design knowledge, being able to create graphics or whatever it may be. This one does not require that whatsoever, so this really does work for literally anyone. These videos are also my most popular ones, understandably, because who doesn't like making a little bit of extra money? So let's just get straight into it, and here is my dropshipping checklist for 2022. Now, one thing that each of these videos do have in common is that I test out a different platform in each one, so you can kind of get a feel of what works for you and get used to the different platforms that are available without having to test them out yourself. Today I'm going to be using Spocket, and the best thing about this is that it helps me do the thing I was just talking about, where you don't need that really detailed level of design. You can dropship without having any knowledge of anything other than everything I'm about to give you in this video. So as usual, I'm sharing my screen with you again. The first thing on my kind of dropshipping checklist is to do some research. Now trust me, this is fun. I don't mean you have to go and do loads of searching. It's kind of mainly scrolling on social media for a little bit, which, as you know, is my job, so this is kind of perfect for me. So just as an example, okay, so there's this new-ish kind of feature on TikTok at the moment called TikTok Shop, which is where people are able to sell things within the app at a really discounted price. So we're going to use that and use that whole new feature just to have a look on TikTok now and see what people are selling and see what people are buying, and keep that in mind and make a note of what is actually popular right now. Now, you have the option, of course, within your shop to only sell things that really resonate with you and your brand and whatever it is that you're trying to sell, or you have this kind of option where you can sell whatever you think is popular just to make more money. And there's no judgment with it either. You could do whatever you feel is best for you. And also maybe consider the time. So for us, right now, Mother's Day is coming up this month. You've got Easter not too far away. You can start planning ahead and thinking about, okay, well, what will people actually be wanting? What can my shop offer that is going to be better to buy from me now than it would be for them to buy somewhere else at a different time? Okay, so once you've done that research and you've got a few ideas in your head, let's go over to Spocket and start getting set up. So the next thing on the checklist that you need to have is a platform to sell, as in a website, an Etsy. So I'm just going to go ahead and sign into my Wix website. So now we're going to go to Spocket and we're going to make sure we've signed up using an email address and everything like that that we regularly check. And we're going to go and connect our account. And just scroll down until you find Wix, or whichever platform it is that you're using. You can use Squarespace, Square, Shopify is a big one. And then I'm going to connect store, and it's going to redirect me to where I need to be. And I'm just going to add to site. Very simple, very quick. A lot of the time you have to do a lot of adding in different codes and things at the back end of websites, which I don't usually like to go into too much unless I'm building a website for a client. With my own stuff, I just like to keep it all simple, easy on the surface. I'm just going to add to site. Okay, so our account has now been connected. The next step is to find the products that we've just kind of researched and thought about on this platform. Now, I'm going to be focusing my shipping to be from the EU, but if you're from the US or wherever it may be, just set it accordingly. Now, you can enter keywords to help you find the products instead of like scrolling. Okay, so they've got some different designs, some like thermal ones, some printed ones. I'm particularly a fan of the ones with the straws because I feel like you can drink more without really realising. Okay, I really like this daisy one, especially with it spring coming up, and it's 550ml, which is obviously like 50ml more than the standard one, which is brilliant. Okay, so I'm just going to add this to my import list. I'm also going to add this one. You can just click down here to import it to your list. And then any more of the kind of springy ones I'm just going to add, just like that. Okay, now I'm going to be considering for a second my audience's interests. So I'm going to have a look at tech and accessories. And again, ships from the EU. I'm going to remove my previous filters for the water bottle. Now, a ring light is perfect for my audience. A lot of people are very Instagram based, whether that be influencers, whether that be people like me, kind of like content creators and kind of businesswomen who need the good content, need the good quality content. So I'm going to add that to my list as well. I'm kind of aiming for some sort of like loungewear, and yes, these are absolutely perfect. Now, they have product variations, so if you just click open product variations, it lets you know the different sizes that they offer. I really love all of these prints, so I'm going to add a bunch of these. Okay, one says hashtag, which, though it seems cringy, I'm absolutely going to have to add that to my store. Gold digger is, again, very appropriate for the kind of, I guess, boss babe audience kind of thing. Okay, so now I'm going to go and look at my import list and the things that I've added. Now you are able to change any names, add some tags so that people can discover them. Okay, so the next thing on my checklist is to optimize each item that you're about to publish. So you want to have a searchable name. SEO is huge no matter what you're doing on the internet, even down to doing an Instagram post. So on here it's particularly important, especially as we're not using a platform like Etsy, for example. Etsy, SEO is again incredibly important there, but the whole purpose of Etsy is that it's a shopping platform, so everybody on there is there to shop. So items can be found a little bit more easily. However, when you are using your own website, for example, you've got to have it so that every item can be searched by somebody looking for that specific product on Google, for example, and so specific and so well optimized that they somehow end up on your website of all the places that they can buy different things. So let's just take this one for example, and I'll just give you a quick go over what I would do in this situation. So the suggested title is Gold Digger Simple Humorous Wall Decor Print. Now you'll see a lot of the times people just put loads of words in there, loads of keywords in a sentence. I personally still like mine to somewhat make sense, but I think it is helpful to get every form of descriptive thing in there somewhere. Boss babe, businesswoman, just to kind of optimize that. And then you can add your own tags. Now it does depend on the platform you're using. I know for example Etsy only allows you to use 13 tags, whereas a lot of other places you can kind of do as many as you want, or it'll vary based on the platform. I'm going to add in again boss babe, girl boss, and then you can have collections on your own site, and I'm going to add this to my new section because obviously everything's going to be new. If you click description, you are able to edit it if you'd like to, but all of it is filled in for you, so that saves even more time. You don't need to try and come up with anything, but I would go through and just double check you're happy with it. It sounds like you. I think that's a big thing. You want to make sure the products you're selling do kind of sound like they're coming from you. And then variants. So this shows you all the different formats that this product is available in. For example, with this one, you can change the shine, like the finish on the product, and the size of the product, whether it's like A3, A4. Now this is also where we find out how much money we're going to make from each sale. I've just changed the shipping price, and I'm just going to set my profit to 20%. You can make it more, you can make it less. It depends how much of an income you want to be gaining from this. But I do think it is important to remain realistic. I think you could mark this up a little bit higher, but for example, if the product was incredibly expensive to begin with, people aren't going to be paying double that just for you to make such a huge profit from it. You've got to weigh up making the sale and gaining a profit, and I think some sacrifices kind of have to be made with the profit side of it, but it's all about experimentation and seeing what works for you and what people will pay for. And then I'm going to press publish to store. Then if you head over to your products, you can see this little one has appeared, and that's where your new product has been added to the store. If you press view on store, it'll take you straight to that page. And there you can see it's been added to my store, and people can now add to cart and shop and buy it. Now you just want to go through all your items, sort out the descriptions, the tags, the titles, the pricing, the variants that you want to show, and then push them all to your store. And like I said before, they do ideally suggest doing about 25. Roughly they say it takes about 25 items on your store to make a sale. Okay, so now on to the next step, which is one of my favourite features, and it's to do with when somebody buys your item. Now of course, because you aren't physically doing any of the work from this point, you still want it to feel as though they are receiving something from you. And that's where we can alter the branding. You just want to make sure you selected Activate Branding Invoice, and you can add your store logo here, which is fantastic. You can just upload it. I would try and do one with a transparent background if possible, and make sure the quality is as good as possible. You can then add your store's contact email and phone number if you have one. And best of all, you can leave a personal note. So for example, hi, thank you so much for your order. And then if you have discount codes set up on your own store already, you might ask them to leave a review or whatever it may be. You can just press save on that. And you can preview invoice up here, which is great, so people can see exactly what they're going to be receiving. Thank you for your order. And I think that's one of the, the best features. So just as a bit of a recap, by this point you should have done some research, had a look into what kind of products you're going to be wanting to sell, have a shop, have a store set up ready for it, create an account on Spocket and add your store to it. Then you're going to be looking through all of their products available and you add them all to a list. Once you've got this list, you're going to go through, you're going to edit any titles, add any tags, edit the pricing, set the markup so you know how much of a profit you're going to be making from each of the items, and then you're going to push these to your store. Now you have your products finally on your store. Just go through, check they're all there, check everything's working, and then you're going to go back to Spocket and you're going to go and edit the branding so that when somebody does purchase your item, it really feels as though it comes directly from you and that your hard work has been put into sending that item there, even though you don't have to do much after this point. Now what you do need to do is encourage sales and encourage page views. But just before we get into that, I just want to talk about the giveaway that I'm doing today, which I'm very, very excited about. I'm going to be giving away to one of you 1 whole free year of a Spocket subscription. Now it's very, very simple to get in your entries for this. All you've got to do is sign up to Spocket using the link in my description to sign up. Now you have to use this link or it won't register for me that you've signed up. And then kindly would you subscribe to this channel please as well, and then just leave a comment in the description below saying the words Spocket giveaway. And then Spocket will reach out to you and let you know if you've been in with the chance of winning this wonderful, wonderful prize, and you can really get your store going and really start making that passive income. I mean, just think of the amount of things you could achieve within a year. Just to put things into perspective, I was sat for about half an hour then after I'd added everything to my list, and it took me literally 30 minutes to go in and edit titles, descriptions, add tags, get everything pushed to my store. 25 products in about 30 minutes, which I just think is incredible. So yeah, a whole year. That would be amazing. Now on to pushing those products out to other people. You need to then find a way to get people to see your stuff. As kind of mentioned before, you need to make sure that SEO on your own website is good, so make sure your website is easily searchable. You can sort all this out in the back end of your own website, but it's just like things, making sure you've got tags, making sure everything is spelt correctly. There's kind of like variations of each thing. For example, if I was selling a mug, I would say mug, coffee cup, tea, cup, teacup. Just kind of putting in all those words that people could associate with a mug. And you can use social media, use it to your advantage. People often think that selling on social media can be annoying, but not only is it kind of a necessity, but if you really believe that what you're selling, and you can even just convince other people that what you're selling is genuinely going to benefit them, then you've got nothing to worry about. TikTok is one of the best places you can be right now, and even though it kind of feels a little bit filled with people talking about this whole TikTok shop and everyone trying to sell things, the whole thing is you've got to make yourself stand out. You've got to make yourself individual. For example, my whole store is kind of now filled with all of these wonderful prints, which I love, and the benefit of these prints is that it can make your office room look really fancy. The kind of things on the wall, some of the things that they were saying are kind of following the whole manifest vibe and helping those kind of business women start working, look at the wall thinking, yeah, I want to achieve that, I'm going to achieve that, and that's individual. And this wall art thing has been around for a little bit now, with people like Molly May working with companies to have like a wall completely designed by her. And this idea that I'm kind of showing is that you can do that, but for a pretty reasonable price. So it's just about getting comfortable on social media and treating this like a business. This is what it is at the end of the day, even though it's much easier than, you know, having a physical business. I've done my scrunchie business before, and the most overwhelming part of that wasn't the making sales, wasn't building an audience, it was the physical process of having to make all of these scrunchies, package them, send them all off, and it was overwhelming, and I had to close it down because I just did not have time. No matter how much I loved it to begin with, I didn't have time for all of the orders that were coming in, which I obviously appreciated very much. But if there was a way to kind of cut out that middleman and cut out the pure stress of it, if you could just set an hour or two aside each week to start listing loads of products, finding new products, keeping on top of it all. Spocket even integrates with AliExpress, so there's even more products than I showed you in this video today. And if you'd like to see more and you'd like me to go through kind of an in-depth look at my favourite things on the platform, then please do let me know. I would love to do that for you because I love this style of video. I want you to make more money easily. I think that's wonderful for everyone. But yeah, just take a little bit of time each week and just keep adding to your store and keep promoting your store. And this is the kind of thing where once you start building that passive income, you could start to outsource certain elements, whether it is the social media that you'd like to outsource, or whether you would like to start creating some kind of cooler mock-ups. I know Canva has quite a good feature where if you, for example, those prints, although the images look great as they are, you might want to set it in an office background, and you can create that on Canva looking pretty realistic without you having to purchase any of the products and take all the pictures yourself. There are just so many ways for you to start making an income that don't require you to do very much, and I just really want to get that across with you, and I really want to share it with you, and I really hope you do sign up to Spocket and win a year's free subscription. So yeah, if you enjoyed this video, please give it a thumbs up. Your support means the world to me, and leave any comments below that you want to leave. Don't forget about the giveaway, the link is in my description to sign up. You're going to be subscribed to here, and then leave a comment saying Spocket giveaway in the comments. Okay, thank you so much and have a wonderful day.